everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing the Anything But Books tag. This tag was created by Katie from Reader Rot, and I was tagged by Jane from It's Jane Lindsay. I have been wanting to do this tag for a really long time, so thank you, Jane, for tagging me. I like how this is a non-book related tag video, and it's a great way for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. The first question is to name a cartoon that you love. I'm not really interested in cartoons at this point in my life, so I'm going to talk about the cartoons that I loved when I was younger. I love Barbie, Winx Club, Powerpuff Girls. I'm not sure if all of them are like considered cartoons. Maybe there's like a different term for them, and those are a few that I really loved when I was younger. The next question is, what is your favorite song right now? And I'm not really a music person. I don't listen to a lot of music. A lot of the music that I do listen to are probably like very mainstream, and I'm sure most of you know what they are. Basically, a lot of the pop songs on the radios are songs that I would listen to, but one song that I've really been loving lately is called Hold On by Chord Overstreet. So basically, about a month and a half ago, the Vampire Diaries had its very last episode, its series finale, and this is one of the songs that was featured in that episode. Honestly, I can't think of a more perfect song for that series finale. It played at the most perfect timing, and the lyrics are just perfect for what happened, and every time I hear that song, it gets me so emotional. The Vampire Diaries have been one of my favorite shows for so long. I started that show when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. The show was currently in the middle of season 2 when I started it. I watched that show throughout high school. It was one of the shows where I would just sit down on my couch, turn on the TV, and watch as it aired. The Vampire Diaries just has a special place in my heart, and that song makes me so emotional, and I want to cry every time I listen to it. And you know how some people on YouTube make like music videos of TV shows? I've watched a few Vampire Diaries music videos that has this song in it, and they're just so beautiful, and I really want to cry every time I watch it. I'm just going off on a tangent on how much I love Vampire Diaries. I know like some people have like stopped watching it because it's just not as good anymore. I thought the last season was pretty good. I still missed Elena. I feel like a lot of people don't like Elena's character, but I really loved her. I love Nina Dobrev, and I was really happy to see her back in the series finale. Anyways, I've been talking about that show for a while now, so let's move on to the third question. The third question is, what could you do for hours that isn't reading? This is a really basic answer, but I could honestly watch YouTube videos or be on Netflix all day. The fourth question is, what is something that you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I don't think this is really surprising, but I really love watching cooking and baking videos on YouTube. But the thing is, I don't actually make the food items of the videos that I watch. I just like watching it and seeing like the final product. Watching those videos make me really hungry, but I'm too lazy to go through all of that. And honestly, with like cooking videos, I live at home, so my dad does all the cooking, so it's not really necessary for me to cook. Another thing that I really like to do is I like to play tennis and badminton. I'm not very good at them, but I really enjoyed playing them. I was on the tennis team in high school, and I was surrounded by a bunch of friends that were also on the team, and it was just so much fun. The fifth question is, what is your favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? Honestly, I have no answer for this. I can't think of anything, so I'm just gonna pass on this question. The sixth question is, what is something unusual that you know how to do? I don't know if this is impressive or not, but I know how to say the alphabet backwards. I learned it backwards when I was in high school. I was just bored one day and I decided why not, so I now have it memorized backwards, and it actually came in handy one time. This is me going off on a tangent, but it has to do with like drunk driving, and no, I do not drink and drive. I don't even drink. But one of these sobriety tests is knowing how to say the alphabet backwards, which makes no sense because I know a lot of people that don't know how to say it backwards when they're sober. So how can someone who's drunk say the alphabet backwards? I don't understand that logic. But anyways, in my driver's ed class when I was a sophomore in high school, my teacher brought in this goggle that distorts your vision. It's supposed to mimic your vision when you're drunk. He was passing it around and calling people to like come up in front of the class to try it out, and I volunteered to do it because I was really interested in it. And then he started giving me like sobriety tests, and one of the things he told me is to say the alphabet backwards. So I said it backwards, and my classmates were pretty surprised about that. So yeah, and if you don't believe me, well, here it is. ZYXWVUT SRQPONM LKJIHGF EDCBA. The seventh question is to name something that you've made in the last year. Something that I made last year is this Harry Potter canvas. I was contacted by Maureen to participate in Harry Christmas to You, and I said yes, and I actually filmed myself doing a DIY on this canvas. I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. I also made a butterbeer milkshake, which was pretty dang good, so definitely check out that video if you haven't seen it already. The next question is, what is your most recent personal project? I don't know if this counts, but I've been journaling lately. This is the journal that I'm using. I was inspired to start journaling after watching Whitney from Whitney Novels journal flip through. My journal is definitely nowhere close to the aesthetic of Whitney's journal. I basically just glue random stuff in my journal. I don't write in my journal as often as I want to, just because I've been really busy with school, so I don't have time to like sit down and journal. Once school is over, I definitely hope to journal more often during the summer because I got a lot of fun plans coming up in the summer, one being going to BookCon. Also, in case you're wondering, I got this journal from Michaels. Michaels is like the best place ever. Every time I go to Michaels, I like never want to leave. This journal was like $6 at Michaels, so it was pretty inexpensive. Number 9 is to tell us something that you think about often, and honestly, I think about school a lot, mainly because I am a full-time student, so I constantly think about school, all the things that I need to do, all the things that I have to study for, all the things I have to write and read. School is definitely a lot. And I also think about food a lot. I'm such a foodie. I mean, who isn't? I love going out and eating with my friends. A lot of the money that I spend is either on books or food. Like, I spend so much money on food, especially whenever I hang out with my friends. We always go eat somewhere, so there goes all my money. Number 10 is to give us something that's your favorite but make it oddly specific. An example that was included is like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours. Something that's my favorite and that's oddly specific are mangoes. I love mangoes, but there are like different types of mangoes. There's like the red mango and then there's that yellow mango. I don't know like if there's like a specific name for those two mangoes, but I'm just naming it by color. So like the reddish greenish mangoes and then the yellow mangoes, which is like smaller than the red ones. And I absolutely love the yellow one. I don't really like the red one. I personally don't think it tastes as good as the yellow one. Mangoes are one of my favorite fruits and I love the yellow mango. I love how sweet it is, but I'll still eat the red mangoes, but I will 100 times prefer to eat the yellow mangoes. So yeah, that's something oddly specific about me. I'm definitely interested in what your mango preference is. Do you prefer the red mango or the yellow mango? Let me know. Lastly, say the first thing that pops into your head. Books. Yeah, that's it. Those are all the questions for this tag. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!